Okay, so as mentioned, I forgot to do this. I want to do this. Let's take a look around the league, and then that will give me some extra time to think about what I want to do with our team, because I think we need to make some changes. But Anaheim led by a 90 overall Trevor Zegras. Second line of Comtois, Perreault, Wright is unreal. Jones, Terry, Silverberg. Jones ended up developing. That's surprising. Terry had an 88. And look at that center depth. Zegras, Perreault, Terry, and McTavish. Ryan Getzlaf is still there, by the way. That's looking pretty damn good for Anaheim. Their defense is Fowler and Drysdale up to a 91. Larson, Kukin, Henry, Thrun, and Ben Hutton. Goalie-wise, Gibson bounces back up to an 88. Dostal's an 82. Benoit Olivier Giroux is scratched, as is Jacob McDonald and Evan Rodriguez. Arizona looks like this. Bulma, who's computer-generated with Sam Reinhart and Dylan Genther. Krause, Schmaltz, Fisher, Aston Reese, Nosek, Hayton, Maselli, Sturm, and Rask. So Hayton made it up to an 86. Aston Reese is still there. Thoughts on the Liverpool game? It sucked until it didn't. Chikrin, Jokinen, Gostis, Bayer, Timmins, Sherratt, Ruedel. Good for Chikrin. Goalie-wise, Jack Campbell, Braden Holtby. Campbell's dropped a little bit after his first year in Arizona. Strawman, Soderstrom, and Yanis Jerome Moser are the scratches. I wouldn't have those two younger defensemen scratched, though. Boston is Nyquist, Marchand at center, and David Pasternak. Hall, Steele, Tarasenko. DeBrusque, Foligno, Vetrano, Eller, Smith, Coyle. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Oof. Defense is Riley McAvoy, Grzelcyk, Forbert, Vakanainen, and Zaboral. So Vakanainen finally got to like NHL caliber. It took him until he was 24. Goalie-wise, it's Allmark and Halak, because we know that Jeremy Swayman is hurt. Up to an 84. Carlo's still there. He's also hurt. And Jack Studnicka is scratched. Buffalo is Skinner, Cousins, Tuck. Middlestat, Krebs, Gergensons, Olofsson, Thompson, Hartman, Fabry, Sutter, Connolly. Peyton Krebs now a part of that team. Defense is Dahlin, Jokiharju, Lindholm, Liljegren, Bryson, and Owen Power. So they get Owen Power there. Liljegren, of course, they acquired via offer sheet. They signed Hampus Lindholm. That's a great defense. That's a great defense. And then you have the goaltenders. Ukko, Pekka Luukkonen, and Rasmus Korhonen. Well, when you're paying Jeff Skinner $9 million, I guess that's what you have to do. Healthy scratches of Samuelson. Okay, so they do have Laurent Brossois, who is hurt. They also have Rasmus Asplund, who's hurt. So with Asplund in that team, that offense looks even better. Buffalo's not bad. Carolina is Teravainen, Aho, Natchez, Jarvis, Kotkaniemi, Donskoy, Svechnikov, Stahl, Niederreiter, Palat, Ennis, Drury. Defense is Slavin, Pesci, Keith, Duncan. Keith hasn't retired. Oh, look, that is art. If there was ever a defensive combination, Duncan, Keith, and Tony DeAngelo. Oh, this game is magic. This game is art. Oh, this game. Oh, also known as the Healthy Antibodies line. Third pair is Anthony Honka and Ethan Bear. I don't care what anyone says. This game is awful in some ways, but sometimes just mwah. It's the best. Goalie-wise, Georgiev and Hidobin. Scratches of Dodonov, Hall, and Jamison Reese is there, but he's hurt. Carolina getting those younger guys into the lineup on some aspects. Man, Patrick Liney's gone up like 7 overall points since we started this. He's with Bemstrom and Chinnikov. It's Andreas Janssen, Boone Jenner, and Bjorkstrand. Robinson, Monahan, Stenlund, Milano, Domi, Voracek. Some damn good center depth. I wouldn't have Domi on the fourth line for $4 million, but hey, what are you gonna do? Defense is Werenski, Boqvist. Boy, wouldn't it be better to have Seth Jones? Gavrikov and Peak, Bean, and Ristolainen. So they basically still have Seth Jones. And then goalie-wise, Merzlikins and Riddick. Scratches of Texier, Johnson, and Foodie. That is awful. God, the AI is dumb. Why? Those are 3 of your best young players, and they're all scratched. Awful. Just awful. Why would you ever bring in Sean Monahan, if that's the case? Why? Or Andreas Janssen. Calgary is Goodrow, Lindholm, Mangiapane, Kachuk, Pelletier, Coleman. Pedersen, Backlund, Coronado's made the team, as have Weissbach, Zari, and Ruzicka. Not bad. Defense is Hannafin, Tanev, Valimaki, Stetcher, Sheelington, Anderson. Goalies Markstrom and Quick. Quick still hasn't retired. And scratches of Slater Cuckoo and Dylan Dubé. Chicago's DeBrincat, Doc, and Graham Clark. Kubalik, Borgstrom, Patrick Kane's down to an 82. You'd love to see it. You have Kajula, Reichel, Hagel, Entwistle, Strome, and Tyler Johnson. The defense is McCabe, Murphy, Stillman, Jones, DeHaan, and Mitchell. Goaltenders, Brian Elliott is their starter and doing well. And then they have Gage Ferraro, an X-Factor goalie that they drafted in the 5th round in the year 1 draft, right? Yeah, 2022. Jesus. Healthy scratches are Badan and Jones, but Alex Nylander and Marc-Andre Fleury, who again we desperately wanted to sign, but he stayed in Chicago for 2 years, so rip the dream. Those two are currently injured for the Hawks, so they'd look a little bit better with those two back in the lineup. Colorado's Perron, the man who spurned us, Nathan McKinnon, and Mikko Rantanen. Oh my god, we could have had that on our team. How much did you sign for? He signed for like less than 5. Oh my god. He signed for less than $500,000 more. Not even that. Like, god damn, that was... McKinnon, you're breaking my heart. Newhook, Pavelski, Kolasar. Yeah, see, Joe Pavelski's cooked. Joe's the Landeskog. Landeskog at center. I mean, it can happen. And then O'Connor. Van Riemsdyk, Heinen, Bocage. Defense is Taves, Makar, Gerard, Byram, Mata, Barron. Doesn't matter what the hell your third pair is when that's your top 4. Good lord. Goalie is Kemper and Varlamov back in Colorado. Scratches of Haig, Tierney, and Gord Modano. Computer generated from this year's draft. Dallas is Ben Hintstrom, Robertson, Sagan, Guryanov, Bork, Benino, Pitlick, Faxa, Bach, and Fast. It's not bad. Defense is Heiskanen and Friedman. We would have had to have let go of Friedman anyway, because it would have been between Friedman and Marino, and I'd keep Marino because he's on a great deal. So Friedman would have been gone no matter what for Nate Schmidt, so it doesn't even matter. Lindell, Shattenkirk, Suter, and Thomas Harley Thomas, depending on who you ask. Goalie-wise, Ottinger is a monster, and then there's Terrence Postma. And of course, as we all know, Postma is meh. If you know, you know. The scratch is Letty, Braden Bowman, Ty Dellandria. Detroit is Bertuzzi, Larkin, Zadina, Verana, Berggren, Raymond, McGinn, Rasmussen, Michkov, Wood, Veleno, and Giovanni Smith. That's outrageous. The defense is Pedersen, Letang, Edvinson, Sider, Braun, and Ronick. Goaltenders, Nedeljkovic and Freddie Anderson. So mad he didn't sign here. So mad. And Lindstrom is a scratch, which means they have Bernier in the minors, if I'm not mistaken, because they re-signed him as well. So that's nuts. Edmonton is Draisaitl, McDavid, Puljujarvi. McDavid actually hasn't gone up all that much. Still has a fucking 99 and everything. McLeod, Borko, Yamamoto, Cousins, Holloway, Hyman, Fogle, Nuge, and Lavoie. Lavoie Lajoie. Yeah, at center depth is gross. I wouldn't have Nuge as your 4th line center, though. Defense is Nurse and Zub, Shimmick and Bouchard, Braberg and Ceci. Goalie is Allen and Grice. Glad to see they're just never going to get an elite goalie there. Jay O'Brien, Tyson Berry, and Tyler Benson are the scratches. Berry is a rather expensive healthy scratch at $4.5 million. Florida is Huberdeau, Barkov, Tippett, which is gross. For Hagee, Claude Giroux, and Denisenko. Of course, Giroux's doing well for them. Duclair, Lundell, Heponiemi, Kempe, Luotsarainen, and Arasovic. Defense is Uyghur, Montour, Merrill, Ekblad, Gilden, and Shea. That's a choice. Goalie is Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight. So Knight's now up to an 85. And scratches of Forsling and Ludwig. Oli Levy is there. And injured. So imagine he's in from Merrill or Gilden. The LA Kings, Tatar, Quinton Byfield, good lord, and Victor Arvidsson. Dano, Kopitar, Kaliev, Velarde, Iafallo, and a dude named Henritius. It was computer generated. And Elias Anderson, Alex Turcotte, and Rasmus Kapari. Easy for me to say. Wouldn't have Turcotte on the fourth line. That's a gross team, though. Defense is Anderson, Mayfield, Bjorn Fott, and Roy, or Matt Waugh, I'm not sure. Jordan Spence, and Drew Doughty. Goalies, Peterson and Korpisalo. Scratches of Anderson, Dolan, and Jeff Carter. Cale Clegg is injured, so I imagine he'd be in for Jordan Spence, which means that defense is a little bit better than I thought. Minnesota's Kaprizov, Eriksson, Boldy. That's unreal. Fiala, Zuccarello, Beckman. That's unreal. Greenway, Goodrow, Foligno, Rossi, Bitton, and Giroux. So Marco Rossi still kind of chipping around on the fourth line. Defense, Brodeen, Spurgeon, Lambos, Dumba, O'Rourke, and Addison. So they're just going like all in on the youth. Goalies, Wallstead and Ranta. Scratches of Kyle Masters and Sean Dursey. So Minnesota's not looking that bad. Montreal's Lehkonen, Suzuki, Caulfield. Oh my god, they finally got Cole Caulfield on the top line. It took him 3 seasons, but they're finally playing Caulfield on the top line. Hoffman, Johansson, Gallagher. You mean you don't want to play Hoffman at center still? Toffoli, Dvorak, Anderson. So they finally started playing Christian Dvorak, so it's not looking like we'll go after him. And a fourth line of Jack Dugan, Ryan Paling, and Jesse Ilanen. Defense is Giordano Petrie, Romanov, Savard, Edmondson, Oesterle, who of course we had last year. Goalies, Cam Talbot and Kelly Plas. Scratches of Norlander, Jack Johnson, and Josh Brook. Again, there's a good chance I might use Montreal this year. They'd be a fun team. New Jersey is Bratt, Heischer, Holtz, Hughes, Mercer, Bunting, Zaka, McLeod, Foote, Kuokkanen, Larson, Sharangovich. Jack Hughes up to a 90, and they're not even playing him at center. Defense is Smith, Hamilton, good lord, Orloff, Severson, Siegenthaler, and Luke Hughes has made the team at 20 years old. Luke Hughes is there. Goalies, Blackwood and Nico Dawes. Scratches / injuries, Shakira Mukhamadullin is a scratch, as is Tice Thompson and Jesper Boqvist. I certainly wouldn't have Mukhamadullin as a scratch, but what do I know? Their defense is pretty stacked, though. That's the problem. The AI, they just don't register enough that, like, oh yeah, our defense is stacked. Like, what are we doing? Nashville is Forsberg, Bergeron, Kunin, Jeannot, Tomasino, and Granlund. Trennan, Sissons, Tolvanen, Duchesne, Afanasyev, and Armia. Oof, playing Duchesne on the fourth line. Defense is Yossi Carrier, Ekholm, Fabro, Ferentz, and Phil Myers. Goalies, Saros and Askarov. Scratches of Cody Glass, Andre Kasha, and Vinny Trocheck. Poor Cody Glass. The Islanders have Beauvillier, Barzal, Lee, Bellows, Wallstrom, Palmieri, Cizikas, Pageau, Parise, oh my god, they're finally playing Josh Bailey. Nelson and Chason. That center depth is ungodly. Defense is Pellick, Bullock, Salo, Klingberg, Bolduc, and Riley Walsh. It's not bad. Goalies, Sorokin and Reimer. Scratches of Dobson, Ishikov, and Bodie Wild. The Rangers have Panarin, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, Kreider, Kakko, and Kyle Okposo. Stays in the state of New York. He's now played for all 3 New York teams. Julian Gauthier, Filipino, Vitaly Kravtsov, Appleton, Blackwell. Colin Blackwell back with the Rangers. And Riley Smith. The defense is Keandre Miller and Adam Fox, Ryan Lindgren, Trouba, Nemeth, Lundqvist. Jesus. So it's basically the same damn defense, except Miller and Lundqvist got much, much better. So did Fox. Goalie-wise, Shesterkin and Tyler Parsons. They also have Will Kuhl as an injured option, Morgan Barron and Tarmo Runanen as defense. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. The Ottawa Senators, Tanner Pearson, Josh Norris, Colin White, Drake Batherson, Tim Stützle, Shane Pinto, Kachuk, Paul Formanton, Greg Gaudette, Gettinger. The old Triple G line. The defense is Shabbat, Brandstrom, Mete, Zaitsev, Kulak, and Bernard Docker. Goalie-wise, Koskinen and Murray. Again, just... we saw that Koskinen contract last year. Oh, my God. It's just awful. And then scratches of Egor Sokolov, which I wouldn't have him as a scratch. Jake Sanderson is scratched. Good idea. And Lassie Thompson. I mean, obviously, like, you get rid of Mete or just don't sign Kulak to play Sanderson. And then sit Nikita Zaitsev so Lassie Thompson can play. But what are you going to do? Philadelphia, Yarn Croak, Couturier Konechny, Kessel Taves Kaut. That's one of the strangest lines I've ever seen. Farabee, Lawton, Brown, Atkinson, Kadri, and Hornquist. Again, Hornquist, Dustin Brown, Nazem Kadri, all great Flyers. Defensive Sanheim, Ellis, Provorov, Pissick, Cam York, and Wyatt Wiley. Goalie-wise, Catahat and Scott Wedgwood. Connor Brown, Oscar Lindblom, Kevin Hayes as healthy scratches. Might be looking at a 50% salary Kevin Hayes coming up. Seattle is Schwartz, Hurdle, Tanev, McCann, Wenberg, Lind, Ryan, Gord, Eberle, Boyle, Beniers, Bedard. Fucking Christ. Boyle, Beniers, Bedard. Why are they on the bottom 6, though? Holy shit. I forgot about that. Like, God, swap them directly with Lindbergh and Lind. Or Wenberg and Lind, you know? Like, Jesus. The defense is Dunn and Alexiak, McNabb, Larson, Fleury, and Fleury. Hey. Not bad. Goalie-wise, Grubauer and David Tendick. Ryan Donato, Alex Edler, Jeremy Lauzon as scratches. San Jose is Meyer, Couture, Kane, Eklund. Eklund's only an 81. He's kind of stalled out a little bit. Dallin and Shemilevsky, Gadjevich, Shen, Reedy, Leonard, Weatherby, LeBanc. Defense is Ferraro, Burns, Vlasic, Carlson, Clifton, Liabushkin. Goalie-wise, Lukas Parik, Charlie Lindgren. Scratches of Niazov, Middleton, Merkley. And of course, he's better than any of our goalies. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be? So one thing franchise mode needs to fix, man. Goalies don't mean a fucking thing. St. Louis, Kyrou, O'Reilly, Saad, Brown, Thomas, Bushnevich, Suter, Kopp, Kostin, Halla, Alexandrov, and Sundqvist. Defense is Krug, Parayko, Graves, Falk, Mikola, Miller. Goalies Binnington and Mike Smith at 41 years old. Scratches of Mulligan, Jake Neighbors, and Marco Scandella. Why are you playing Halla over Jake Neighbors? Nobody knows. Tampa is Kashkovic, Point, Kucherov, Goncalves. There's a different. I looked up how to pronounce it, and it's very Portuguese, and I'm getting it wrong. I know. Stamkos and Colton, Nichushkin, Sorelli, Watson, Kachuk, Joseph, Killorn. Pork, what's happening? Sergachev, Chernak, McDonough, Hedman, Gustafson, Foot. Goalies, Vasilevsky, Hugo Alnefelt. Scratches, Radish, Bogosian, and Dewar. Toronto is Robertson, Matthews, Marner, Como, Tavares, Nylander, Lemieux, Kuhlman, Anderson, Amirov, Abramov, and Eric Stahl. Defense is Riley Brody, Muzzin Dermott, Sandin, and Eric Johnson. Goalies are Mrazek and Vadim Zherenko. Scratches of SDA, Nathan Beaulieu, and Nick Holden. Vancouver is Garland, Pettersson, Podkolzin, Höglander, Horvat, Besser, Dickinson, Miller, Bluger, Panik, Geeky, Athanasiou. Bluger got $2 million from Vancouver. Defense is Hughes, Rathbone, Matheson, Myers, Hanley, Zadorov. It's beautiful. Goalie is Demko and Joe Hofer. With Hamonic injured, OEL's scratched, Nick Ritchie also a scratch. Vegas is Pacioretty, Eichel, Stone, Dorofeyev, Carlson, Elvenes, Carrier, Patrick Waugh. Patrick Waugh, you see. Levo, Brisson, and Blais. At least they don't have Brendan Brisson scratched again. Theodore, Petrangelo, Martinez, White Cloud, Haig, and Strand. Goalie-wise, Robin Leonard and Daniil Tarasov. Scratches of Sherry and Kulikov. Jonathan Marchessault is injured, so that offense is even better than it looks. Winnipeg, because fuck your order of operation. Fuck alphabetical order. We go off of abbreviations for some reason. Fuck you. It's Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Nick Ehlers, Perfetti, Dubois, Radulov, Vesalainen, Lowry, Stastny, Svechnikov, Harkins, and Wheeler. And on defense, Dylan Pionk, Morrissey, DeMello, Stanley, Heinola. So still like the same 6 guys, aside from Schmidt and Nate Schmidt. Petro, what's going on? Hellebuck, the goalie, with Arvid Holm as the backup. Scratches of Gregor and Jonathan Drouin with Radko Gudas injured. And Washington is Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, and Sprong, McMichael, LaPierre, Wilson, Mantha, Backstrom, Hathaway, Dowd, Oshie, and Chari. Great center depth. Petro, I'm doing good, man. No complaints. TVR Carlson, Fehervari, Jensen, Cholowski, Subban, goalies Samsonov, Dreger, scratches of Alexiev, Toby Geister, and Ryan Murray. So that is what everybody else looks like around the league, for those that care. Then it comes to our team. And we are very quickly going to have to find out what's up with our goaltending and if we're going to make a change there. Defensively, the top pair is sucked together. Dumoulin and Schmidt haven't been that much better. The third pair has been okay. Zach Jones has been a little bit disappointing in terms of point production, though. Gotta be honest. So, the best combination, I'm gonna guess that doesn't stay at a -1. Still bugged out. Okay, it is a -1. So we're gonna go Joseph, Schmidt, Dumoulin, Marino, and Jones with Berglund. That's the way to go there. Also, goaltending-wise, I want Blomqvist in. We're going to play him a little bit more. And then for the forwards, again, 18 points in 22 games for Keller's pretty solid. Crosby's doing all right. Gensel's doing all right. For some reason, he just can't score in the regular season. 8 points for Rust. 6 points for Malkin with a goal. And 8 points for Cappy. It's a disaster. And I can't change anything aside from dropping down Clayton Keller. Like, that's all I can do. This is Kasperi Kapanen's last chance. He either figures it the hell out, or he's gone. This is his chance. This is his chance. We are going to mark down that stat line for Kapanen. And if he doesn't improve, he's fucking gone. Third line, I mean, Zucker, Stevenson, Poulin have been okay. I'm going to swap around Zucker and Poulin just to see if it sparks a little bit more. And then again, this fourth line, it was a little bit better in the last month, but guys like Ligare and Schnarr just aren't cutting it. So, we'll see what happens here. We have a good amount of pressure on our shoulders already. But we play Vancouver, and we lose in a shootout, which sucks a lot. Blomqvist down to a 9-15. Lindbergh will get this next game here against Dallas, in which Ben Roger gets hurt for the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins, which does mean we'll put Isaac Beliveau in there. Again, we don't have to worry necessarily about proper positions for the AHL. Too much time. So let's see. Lindbergh beat Dallas once. Can he do it again? No. Blomqvist, you get another chance. Please, God, win this game. And he loses 8-1. He now has a 904. Dan Vladar, come on back. Let's see what you can do against the Florida Panthers. Nothing. Oh my God. Need save. That's where we're at. Need save. Blomqvist, you're still over a 900. You gave up 8 goals in your last appearance, but you're playing Winnipeg. So we're going to see what you can do. As Cody Clark gets hurt. What would this team look like with Nedeljkovic? That's going to be the great question from this season. Just realized Jordy Bellerive's our captain. He's not even playing. He won't because we're going to put Anson's in there. All right, Winnipeg. We win 4-1. How do you like that? We play Minnesota, and we win 2-1. So a couple of wins there in a row for Blomqvist. It's up to a 928. We're going to see what Lindbergh can do. We're going to finally give Benjamin Goodrow some time. I keep forgetting to do that. There's Ben Rogers healed, and we lose 3-0 to Colorado. We might have to be done with Philip Lindbergh. He's kind of the modern day Matt Murray, where it's just like, yep, we need to make that change. Sorry. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards here. If I'm being honest, we'll play San Jose. Cody Clark is healthy. We do beat the Sharks 2-0. Thank God we don't have to rely on shutouts this season. The funny thing is, we're still in a playoff spot. Despite a real lack of depth scoring and horrible goaltending, we're still in a playoff spot. Figure that one out. Blomqvist is crushing it in general. Like, he had that one god-awful game. Goals for the season, top offense, top 10 offense, top 10 power play and PK, and a player that is top 10 in blocks amongst defenders, which is basically the Nate Schmidt Award. We'll see if he can get there. So we'll play Tampa. We lose 3-0. We play Montreal on Christmas Day, and we win 1-0. Ottawa, we win. Boston, first game of a home at home, we win. So that's 3 in a row. And the final game of 2023, we lose 2-0. So it is January 1st, 19-13-4. Not amazing. But good enough to be in a wild card spot because this division in general isn't amazing. We're only 4 points back of the Islanders. They do have a game in hand. There's not a single team in this division that you could say is out of the equation. In the Atlantic, it's Tampa, Boston, and Montreal. And I think you can say Ottawa and Buffalo are certainly out of the equation. In the Central, it's Winnipeg, Colorado, Arizona. Chicago's close to being out of it. Minnesota and St. Louis are definitely... Minnesota's out of it. St. Louis is definitely out of it. And in the Pacific, Edmonton, Anaheim, Calgary. And yeah, San Jose, Seattle, and LA. They are too far gone at that point, I'd presume. The entire league. Edmonton right now, top team in the league. St. Louis, easily the worst. Goals for per game. That is the top 8, 9, and 10. We are not there. And we are not even close. We have a bottom 4 offense. Well, that's one failed goal. Our power play needless to say isn't top 10. Our penalty kill is not top 8 and not top 10. We'll look at the player stats. Nate Schmidt, you're the most important player. We're going to look at you first. Or here, we'll look at goaltending, where, yes, the goaltending's been awful outside of Blomqvist. He has shown the ability to get blown the hell up, but he also has 2 shutouts, so he's the guy right now. I am very close to just sending Philip Lindbergh through waivers. Very, very close. Dan Vladar as well. And actually, with how Caden Primo's done, he's now gone up to backup goalie as well. I think we might just call up Caden Primo. Defensively, I mean, Joseph and Marino have really struggled this year, 5-on-5. Joseph's our biggest point guy. Nobody else is putting up points from the blue line. It's awful. The defense, that situation. The offense, Crosby's under a point a game. Gensel, Keller's barely scored. Rust, Malkin, Kapanen was at 22, 2 and 6. He is at 36. All right, so in 14 games, he has 2 goals and 3 assists. And is a -13. Hulan only has 12 points. Stevenson only has 11. This team is broken. This team is just like fundamentally broken. I don't know what happened. But this team is just fucking broken. Cappy shooting 4.7%. It's January, and we have some tough decisions to make. Depending on what the trade value is for Philip Lindbergh and Dan Vladar, I am likely putting them through waivers right now. I'm done with them. We need somebody who can make a save. Yeah, there's no value there at all. Fuck. I'm done with these two. Lindbergh, you've gotten progressively worse, and I don't know how. I don't know how many more chances I can give him. I mean, Dan Vladar at the very least. No, like you were bad in Calgary. I gave you another chance. Dan Vladar is definitely done. Apparently, I'd be under the cap if I sent him down, though. Might not have that much maneuverability then. Do I have a full roster? I don't. Francouz was sub 900 last year. Konovalov had a 916 in Edmonton. Anderson had a 908. He's fucking ancient. Capo Kakkonen had a 919, but in the AHL. There's no reason not to give Ilya Kolovanov, or Konovalov, yeah, I should say, an opportunity here. I got the roster spot for it. Let's do it. We'll sim this game against LA. We win 4-1. Konovalov is signed. And we'll make our move. So Dan Vladar is going to be swapped out for Konovalov. And he cleared waivers, which shows you how bad his situation is. I don't disagree with the idea of calling up Boyd and just having him sit there. And we'll send down Almeida, who, surprise, surprise, clears waivers. So goalie-wise, it's going to be Blomqvist and Konovalov. We're immediately going to throw Konovalov out there to see what he can do. It's our best bet. He plays San Jose. Valtteri Puistinen gets hurt with an injured knee. He won't be out for too long. Again, I can't play Boyd this year. He can sit there, though. So, really quickly, let's send down Willsby. If we lose him on waivers, so be it. He never should have been ours in the first place. He was a free agent signing. Left wing-wise, where we don't have to worry about waivers. I'm going to get Justin Almeida, because I'm not worried about him. Yeah, Kasper Bjorkqvist, I'm not worried about losing him on waivers, to be honest. So Willsby clears. And we'll give Kasper the opportunity on that fourth line. And I guess that fucked things up a little bit. Kasperi Kapanen has top line power play time as well. It's just unbelievable. Guess let's get Jason Zucker in there. And here we'll go for Stevenson. We're going to have to rework all of that. Once the team's healthy, we're going to have to rework all that anyway. So. Just wanted to see how Konovalov will do in a short amount of time. couple of wins. Really, basically, I'm trying to wait, if I can, until February before making our major moves. You know, the closer to the deadline, the better. For who else might also be available. And no, I thought for sure we were going to lose 2 in a row there. Valtteri's back. How was Bjorkfist done? Well, Valtteri, guess what? You're not getting back into this lineup, bud. Kasper Bjorkfist is going to outplay you that badly that soon. Kind of sets up the situation for us here. Let's see. And, all right, still. So, Konovalov never lost back-to-back games. He has a 926. Blomqvist has a 943. I think we have our goalies here. I think we do. I mean, we can hold on to Lindbergh for the hell of it, but ideally, those 2 guys are the guys. And if not, then Caden Primo's there. So knowing now what we have here. So Joseph and Schmidt have done pretty well together. Dumoulin, man, John Marino has sucked this year. I feel like Dumoulin's done okay. Schmidt and Joseph have done okay. But what the hell is going on with John Marino? Berglund and Jones have been inoffensive. John Marino has absolutely sucked this season. He's on such a great deal, but not if he's going to be this bad. Gensel's only on 35 points in 44 games. Crosby's on 40 and 44. Very Kapanen. So, he went from 22 games played now to 44. So in those next 22 games, he scored 5 more goals, because now he has 7, and he has 6 assists. So the only difference in games from second-line Kapanen to first-line Kapanen, same amount of assists in 22 games, but 3 more goals. Get bent. I am done with Kasperi Kapanen. Absolutely done. No doubt. Absolutely done with him. Clayton Keller has 25 points. That's still not great, but it's good enough to keep him. Malkin's been a bit disappointing. Rust has been a bit disappointing, too. I'm done with Kapanen. I have to be. I absolutely have to be. And I think, honestly, he's going to force my hand into having to make a trade sooner than I want to. Poulin's on 21. Stevenson on 18. It's not as if Jason Zucker's done that well either. Zucker is a bottom 10 team. No trade clause. Like, Zucker's only on pace for 26 points. That is not good enough. Stevenson's at least on pace to hit over 30 as a third liner. And so is Poulin. Honestly, Kapanen and Zucker, I'm really looking at moving on from here. And fourth line, Bjorkqvist, 4 points in that time. I don't think Nate Schnarr has gotten the job done. Lugari, I don't want to give up on yet because he's only 23. But I think we move on from Nate Schnarr. And Valtteri Puistinen just can't. He just can't do it. I don't want to give up on him because he's a super talented guy. We could maybe try him on the third line just to salvage something. But yeah, we're definitely looking at having to make certain moves here. Definitely looking at having to make certain moves. Like I said, I genuinely don't think we can wait any longer. So, early trade day coming up, I do suppose.